Hey guys, welcome to another episode. Today we're gonna be reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Dark Web, Part 2. Shipped away. And it says here, be careful for what you wish for. So as we saw last time that we read The Dark Web, it was the first book. It was basically like very crazy. And I put some Fall Guys gameplay footage, so I hope you guys watch that too in the background. And yeah, like it was pretty crazy. We learned that Greg got into like a side hustle where he started selling people and he just made like a lot of dumb decisions and dumb mistakes. And he actually ended up getting like his crush like delivered to him by like a hitman or something and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. And well, let's start reading. So we start at page number 1, numero uno. Maybe about 30 or 40 minutes after I was thrown into the band by James, probably not his real name, we arrived at the abandoned building. After James got out and opened the doors, I tried to make my escape, but he tased me. Then he said, please, don't make this hard. I don't want to be tased again, so I just did what he said. We walked out inside of the building and then into a room. He told me to sit down. He pulled his phone and called someone saying he's here. I like how he tastes them and like he was like, no, please. Next page. After James hung up, it got really quiet. I asked him what that phone call was about, and he said that he had to call his boss. Then I asked him what this place was and what his boss was going to do to me, and he said that he didn't know. I was really confused out why he would do this to me because I trusted him. So I asked why he kidnapped me, and all he said was this: if you don't shut up, I'm going to taste you again. Of course. I decided to keep my mouth shut. I guess that wasn't a good idea because the boss walked in and I couldn't believe who it was. Who was he? Hey, Greg. It was Albert Sandy. How and why? I must have been dreaming. So I told James to taste me again and he did. It wasn't a dream. I asked Albert where I was and he said it. I was in his headquarters. Wow. Then he asked me if I wanted the tour of the place. This isn't Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. But what else was I supposed to say? So he led me through the building. Wow, it was always like this man, his friend. It's a big betrayal. Page 4. One of the rooms on the tour Albert showed me where he would ship yogurt and drugs, but mostly yogurt. But the strange part is that Fregley was there. Even Manny was there. Help, Bubby! My organ harvesting room. Why is he happy? I guess. All of this seemed cool and all, but I wanted to know how this all started, so I asked him, and he got straight to the point. He made this place in his headquarters when in middle school, and started when he got into all this dark web stuff. Then he bought James as his slave to help him with all his dirty work. But after a few years, his service of selling yogurt and organs took off. He wanted new people to work for him. He didn't want to use his money or buying people and decided to use someone from school. For some reason he thought I would be perfect person who would do this stuff. So he bought it up to me because I knew that I would be curious. So he decided to test on me. He hacked into my computer so whenever I paid anyone to do something for me, it would be James. Finally, after a while of seeing what I'd do, he asked me if I wanted to work for him. When I gave him his answer, I'm sorry, but no. Damn, so he plotted everything. He looked for kind of confused for a second and then laughed. He said that it wasn't a good choice. He then snapped his fingers and James started to walk towards me. This obviously didn't look so good, so I made a run for it. I guess it was good I got that tour because I knew how to get around the place. From looking back, he didn't look like he was in a hurry, so I guess he couldn't buy some time. As he's running down a few corridors, I ran into a room and hid behind a table. But apparently, it didn't take him long to find me. I can see you, Greg. And he didn't have a little old taser this time. He had a gun. What? I wasn't planning on dying this soon. I told him that I had an idea where nothing could happen. I was lucky that actually put his gun out on my face and told me to keep it quiet. So I told him that if we both escape, then we don't have to fear Albert ever again. And he said he liked the idea, but I asked him why he didn't escape the first time. James said that he couldn't escape Albert and stopped with a shock collar down on his ankle, and whenever James doesn't do his bidding, he'll shock him. So I grabbed the hammer that was on the table and started to bash it, and it actually came off. He was tickled off, thought because I snapped off his ankle. What? After all of that, we started to get the heck out of there. James said that it was an exit a few turns from running, but as we were doing that, we accidentally ran into our own into Albert Sandy. He asked us what we were doing, and believe it or not, James said, "Get out of my way, you lump of pork," and beat the tar out of him. Then, after pushing through the exit the buildings, we hopped into James' van and started to drive out of there. I asked him what we were gonna do about Albert, and he said that he had control of all his expensive yogurt below the building. He pressed a button and the remote looking thingy. To be continued. Wow. Wow. So he just blew up the entire facility? I think that's what happened here. That's crazy. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Shipped Away, and hope you guys enjoyed it and enjoy the rest of the Fall Guys gameplay. See you guys. Take care.